Hey guys, so we're approaching the end of 2022, and I'm getting a lot of questions about the potential Ultra character coming as part of this year's Legends Festival, potential part 3, and when I think the character's going to drop, who I think it's going to be. So I figured this would be a good idea to make a dedicated video to the topic here, as I usually do these kinds of videos, who I think the character's going to be, when are they going to drop, stuff like that. So I will do my best here. Let me think the best way to word this. I am just going to preface this video by saying that if we look through all of 2022 and we look at a lot of the decisions that were made, I guess the most polite and or politically correct way I can put this is a lot of the decisions were incredibly intriguing or bewildering, I guess is what I would say, to just be as polite as possible, and the word decision there. So although I think I actually have been fairly accurate when it comes to past prediction style videos that I've done, like, I mean, you guys have pretty much watched all of them. I would assume most of you have. This one in particular leaves me a little bit unsure. So but of course, I'll still do my best to, give my thoughts on what looks the most probable to me. And I'd also like to hear your guys' thoughts down below on what you think the Ultra could be for this year's Legends Festival. So with that out of the way, I guess the first thing I should do is discuss when I think the banner is going to drop for the Ultra character. And my answer is I have no freaking idea. I have no idea. Initially, when I think I've mentioned this in a few videos, at least the past week or so, I initially thought, so we got the Trunks and Vegeta banner when was it? It was like a week and a half ago or so at this point. Let me see if I can pull this up here. The Trunks and Vegeta LF banner. So this banner released on December 14th. So, yeah, about a week and a half ago. I thought, based off of the past 2 years track record, that this upcoming Ultra banner would have released like today. Would be the day I was predicting, like to the 24th or 25th or 23rd or somewhere in there. Because if we go back and look at the past 2 Legends Festivals, the big, final character that they released, at least 2 years ago, was a Gogeta and Broly, the dual LF setup. That was right before Christmas of 2020. Then last year we had Ultra Gogeta, Ultra Super Gogeta's banner drop on I believe it was actually the 24th, the day before Christmas. So they've clearly given a lot of thought to dropping these big characters right before Christmas, which makes a lot of sense when you consider, what do people get on Christmas a lot of the time? Money. What does this game like? They like money. When you put 2 to 2 together, makes a lot of sense why they tend to drop the big characters right before Christmas time. Not very difficult to conceptualize. So I was a bit confused as to why they decided not to drop their big character right before Christmas this year. I don't know, maybe they felt it was too close to the release time of Vegeta and Trunks. But if that was the case, then wouldn't it have just been better to drop Vegeta and Trunks at the same time as the dual, the tag Super Saiyan 4s, and then like sort of more concisely condensed the celebration, and then you have enough time to then release the Ultra character during, the period right before Christmas to make as much money as possible? Wouldn't that make sense? Am I completely crazy here? Would that not make sense to me? Or to you? All right, so anyway, that was my initial thought process. Clearly that did not happen. So now we're in a position where it is literally, I'm releasing this video on Christmas Day, at least in Japan, the 25th. So at this point, I would assume we're probably going to be getting the Ultra character this week's reset on the 28th or 27th, depending on where your time zone is. 27th being Tuesday, 28th being Wednesday. Again, time zone depending on where you are. The weekly reset this week, I guess is when the Ultra's coming out. I will tell you guys this: if they actually end up before they didn't like when this Vegeta and Trunks banner came out, I was very confident that this Ultra was going to come out before Christmas, and I had a 0% doubt in my mind that this character at least would come out before New Year's. If they actually release the Ultra character after New Year's, do you understand how bad of a decision that is for them? Do you understand how bad that is? It's actually like, I don't think there's any way that they actually delay this release until post New Year's. I think it's either going to be the 28th Or if we take a look at the rerun of the Ultra Gogeta banner, this actually goes until the 30th. So I guess there is a chance that whatever the Ultra banner that we're going to get comes out on the 30th, which is a Friday for Japan. So like the weekend going into New Year's is another possible time slot when they could release the Ultra, which I think is a little bit too late, but I mean, it technically is before New Year's, so it does still fit in that timeline. So the 2 days I would give as the most likely times for this banner to be dropping would be Wednesday the 28th or the 30th, which is a Friday Japan time. So we'll see. I think it's very stupid that they waited this long. But yeah, who knows? We'll see. Again, this is a year that has been a complete enigma when it comes to their decision making. The decision making skills are basically the equivalent of like a kindergartner's decision making skills this year. All right, so with that out of the way, let's go ahead and discuss what I think could potentially be the actual Ultra character that comes out on the Ultra banner. So again, there's a lot of different things going on right now. Typically, there's a bunch of different things that point to one character, or it's a very obvious choice of what they're going to do. This year, it's sort of mixed. I think they're either intentionally doing this to sort of not allow us to like see very clearly what it's going to be, or they have no idea what they're doing, which, you know, both are possible options. Well, I think them not knowing what they're doing is probably just always true, but let's take a look at some of the things that are going on here. So this is the one thing I wanted to point out. This is actually a post in the news that you can go to right now. Many popular events are returning. All right. In celebration of the Legends Festival, popular events are coming back. Take this chance to get event exclusive characters from past events. Let's take a look at some of the events that we have coming back. We have the Fierce Fight to get the free-to-play Yellow Cell. We have Full Power Battle to get more Z power for the Cell, which you have to take down the Super Saiyan 2 Gohan to get more Z power for Cell. We have Legends Road returning for this Super Saiyan Gohan, which he's terrible. Doesn't have a Zenkai yet. I don't know what they're doing. We have the Fierce Fight to get the Yellow Trunks, which this Trunks actually was like really, really good on release. You can still probably get away with using him in PvP right now, but he's clearly not going to be as good as he was when he first came out. This is the Trunks, by the way, that sort of led into the androids, the LF androids. He's like 8 months old now and still as a free character. I think he still actually could be pretty decent. Then we also have the Full Power Battle versus Future Gohan, which you have to do to get the extra Z power for Trunks. Then we have the Great Saiyaman Legends Road event coming back as well. So if you guys notice the the common theme here, we have Hybrid Saiyan, Hybrid Saiyan, Hybrid Saiyan, and then we have like a character that a Hybrid Saiyan defeated, I guess, with this cell here. So a lot of Hybrid Saiyan stuff over here. And then if we take a look at some of the not upcoming, I think these banners are already out already. Returning Zenkai banners. We have the Zenkai for Ultimate Gohan, the green Ultimate Gohan, the Buu Saga one, and then we have a banner for purple Super Saiyan 2 Gohan. So more Hybrid Saiyans, double Gohan Zenkai banners returning. Plus we have all these free-to-play Hybrid Saiyans coming out. So it's a very strong argument that we potentially could be seeing a some kind of Hybrid Saiyan Ultra character, which I'm sure you guys are very happy. Like, there's a team that needs buffs right now. It is definitely hybrids. They haven't gotten touched in years. Their equipment's terrible. They have no support characters. The tag is terrible. So it's really good if they release an Ultra Hybrid Saiyan right now. Very, very nice. I mean, this is like, you know, probably indicative of this free-to-play Cell coming back. Potentially indicative of it being more so a Ultra Super Saiyan 2 Gohan from the Cell fight. Definitely a moment that is worthy of an Ultra character. Absolutely, for sure. No sarcasm. Like, actually not. But is right now the right time to release this? That is definitely up for debate. In my opinion, the answer is a resounding no. But, you know, I think people would be still hyped for this, right? This is a very, very hyped character. One of the most, I guess, iconic moments in the series, period. Which, again, eventually it will get an Ultra at some point. There's no way it doesn't. It's just that it's too important of a moment for it not to get an Ultra. So it's gonna happen regardless. If it happens right now or not, I think, you know, I would prefer if it didn't, just because I don't think it would be healthy for the game. But we'll see. All right, so that's one thing. And then in terms of like other indicative things that they've done in the game, where is this? No, where's my? Maybe I don't have it pulled up. All right, let me go down here. The other indicative thing that we could see, or is it under newer? I think yeah, this right here. So typically when they do these Zenkai Awakenings, a lot of the time they are in some way indicative of the upcoming new characters. And that they've been doing that a lot recently. We saw tons of GT Zenkais upcoming prior to part 1 of Legends Festival, which of course was indicative to the Tag 4 characters coming out. We saw the Blue Pan get a Zenkai before Beast Gohan came out. And we saw the Purple Rose get his Zenkai, the LF Purple Rose get his Zenkai prior to the Vegeta and Trunks coming out for the future team. So a lot of these Zenkai characters are fairly indicative of what's upcoming, you know, for the next release. This guy, I mean, it is a possibility that this character was more so designed for Vegeta and Trunks. Vegeta and Trunks are on the Saiyan tag. They are yellow, so they are actually able to get the, and obviously they're on the God Key team as well, so they can sort of fit with this Goku on the same setup. So they do, you know, I guess line up pretty nicely and fit in pretty nicely with what this Goku is able to provide in terms of the Zenkai ability and the same teams they want to be on. So it's possible that this Goku Zenkai was specifically for the Vegeta and Trunks and not necessarily as like a foreshadowing what's to come for the Ultra character. But it could be a foreshadowing. I mean, again, at this point, who knows? It could be a foreshadowing. Maybe it's not. I don't know. But this Goku definitely could be indicative of multiple different things. He's a God Key character. He's Super Saiyan Blue. Obviously, this moment is from the Universe 6 saga, or I guess the game calls it the God of Destruction Champa saga, I think is what it is actually in. But obviously this Goku fought Hit, right, as part of like the finale of that arc, which honestly in my opinion actually is one of the best fights in Super. And if I had to list my favorite fights in Super as a whole, I think I'd have this fight at number 1. I really was a big fan of this fight. I remember specifically waking up and tuning in to watch the fight, you know, the day the episode came out. Really hype. I really enjoyed it. And I really like Hit as a character as well. I've seen some people talk about, you know, potentially Ultra Hit for part 3 of this. I will tell you guys this right now. I am a really big Hit fan. I think Hit is one of the best characters they released or introduced in Dragon Ball Super. And I personally would have no issue with an Ultra Hit. I would not. But you know who would make more money than Ultra Hit? Literally any Ultra Saiyan. And guess what they care about? Especially during New Year's / holiday season. They care about money, right? I mean, that's just very obvious. If they're going to release an Ultra Hit, I definitely more so see him as the same slot as like Ultra Broly or Ultra Blue Kaioken Goku, where it's not during a major celebration. It's more so a monthly release. So it's basically taking the place of an LF character, right? For Ultra Blue Kaioken Goku's month, that was March of 2022. He was the major release of his month. Broly actually shared his month with Cooler, so they sort of did an extra release that month, which is pretty cool. But yeah, Ultra Hit, I don't see him sort of being like the anchor towards Legends Festival. I mean, again, they've been doing some really questionable things recently, so I'm not going to hold it to them to give us an Ultra Hit for part 3 of this Legends Festival. That is certainly something they would do. So I guess it is on the table here, but if we're thinking about like what characters could carry and finish this Legends Festival with a bang, and which characters would, I guess, leave a good taste in people's mouths with regards to this celebration. We saw the same thing with the anniversary. People, you know, sort of looked at parts 1 and 2 of the anniversary and they were like, yeah, this is pretty bad. Like, this is not a very hype celebration, blah, 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 blah. Then we got Ultra Super Vegito for part 3, and I think that did generate a lot of hype. even though the celebration as a whole, I will admit, and I definitely agree with the notion that it wasn't a great celebration overall. You know what character made them the most money during that celebration? Like, not even close. It was Super Vegito, because he was the Ultra of the celebration. He was a fusion. Super Vegito is probably the biggest money-making character in Dragon Ball period right now, except for Beast Gohan because he's new. But as like a consistent money-making character, Super Vegito doesn't get better than that. So if we're looking for a character that's going to be on that same level to sort of anchor the Legends Festival celebration this year, I mean, we're talking like Vegito Gogeta, right? That's pretty much it. Or I guess, yeah, I think UI Goku could sort of be in there as well. Some kind of Saiyan that's very, very hype. Like, I think like Majin Vegeta could do it. I don't think he's going to get one though, but Majin Vegeta, I think, is a viable Ultra character that could be really, really hype for a lot of people. We talked about the Super Saiyan 2 Gohan. I mean, I don't think he's a good choice right now, but he's definitely hype enough to carry as an Ultra release by himself. Hit is not on that level, unfortunately. I mean, I love Hit as a character, and me personally, I would be okay with the Hit coming out as an Ultra character here, but not for Legends Festival. I mean, that's just you're basically committing suicide if you do that as the developers here. So I guess if I had to choose a character that I think is the most likely based off of this, Blue Kaioken Zenkai here, I mean, I gotta go with Gogeta Blue. Gogeta Blue. I mean, it's just probably the most anticipated character in the history of Legends. I remember when the Broly movie came out and they didn't release Gogeta Blue. They gave us the Broly, and then they sort of waited a little bit, then they gave us the God Vegeta, and then they waited a bit more, and then they gave us the transforming Gogeta who goes from base to Super Saiyan, and then they waited a very long time after that, and then finally gave us the actual Super Saiyan Blue Gogeta, again, as part of Legends Festival 2022. So it's been 2 years since the initial Blue Gogeta release. I think it's time that we get the Ultra version. Blue Gogeta, I think because I see a lot of people mentioning Vegito Blue as well as Gogeta Blue. There's two reasons why I don't think Vegeta would get the Ultra over Gogeta right now. First reason being is we did get the Vegito Blue Zenkai during the anniversary, and we got the Ultra Super Vegito during the anniversary as well. So that was sort of the more Vegito-centric celebration, in my opinion, as opposed to this one, which are they going to give us 2 Ultra Vegetos in the same year? I mean, they could. It's not a question, but I don't think it's as likely. And then the second reason is because they've never duplicated themes during the same celebration. So last year we had the Broly movie theme with the one banner, the Goku and Vegeta. We had the future theme with the Trunks and the Zamasu and Goku Black. And then for part 3, we had Super Gogeta, right? Super Gogeta has nothing to do with the first 2 themes. This anniversary of GT, obviously with the Tag 4s, then we have the Vegeta and Trunks as the future theme. So I don't think they're going to do another future themed character with Vegito. I think it makes more sense for them to do a completely different theme with movies, Broly, stuff like that, and go with Blue Gogeta. So if I had, as a content creator, my interests a lot of the times are aligned with the developers. We both want the game to do well because that impacts us positively. Duh. Right? So putting on my content creator lens, my glasses for, content creator vision, if I had to pick a character that I think would let the game do the best and, introduce new players to the game more and get people to download the game and for people to start watching videos more, the answer is Blue Gogeta, right? That's who I want to appear for the Ultra Part 3 here. But I think based off of what we're seeing here, it is pretty much equal, if not even more likely, that we're probably going to get some kind of hybrid Saiyan Ultra, given that this is coming back. We're getting this coming back. Everything in the returning events tab has to do with hybrids. So it probably is leaning a little bit more towards the hybrid stuff. But if you want to carry the celebration, you know who to go to. We got Blue Gogeta. That would be my choice. But again, we could wake up one morning and they could be announcing Ultra Hit. That's the Part 3 Ultra. Yeah, which certainly wouldn't do as well as any Saiyan related character, unfortunately. But that's going to be my prediction. I will say Ultra. I will say Ultra Gogeta Blue. But I think if it ends up being like Gohan or something, I wouldn't be that surprised. But My hope is that it's something hype. I'm hoping they could end the celebration with something exciting, because honestly, at this point, it hasn't been that great. So let me know down below what you guys think of this discussion we've had here. Who do you guys think is going to be Ultra? When do you think they are going to be releasing? Looking forward to seeing what you guys have to say. Hope you guys enjoyed, and I will see you all in the next one.